Thank you so much for coming back and waiting patiently for new videos on this channel. I know the end of the year can feel like a mix of excitement and exhaustion. While everything around us is rushing, prepping the house, wrapping up work, trying to finish those lingering to-dos before the new year, I'm especially grateful that you've chosen to spend a few minutes here with me. And I promise this video will absolutely be worth your time, even if everything around you still feels a little overwhelming. Just yesterday, actually, I visited a friend's house, and I have to say I froze for a moment the second I walked in. It wasn't fancy or expensive, but everything felt so clean, uncluttered, airy, and quietly calm. There was a small table by the window, a chair without piles of stuff on it, soft lighting touching just a few neatly placed items. I caught myself thinking, why does this space make me want to sit down and just be for a while? And in that moment, I started to reflect on my own space, not from a place of, I have to fix everything, but more like, is there just one spot in my home that if I simplified it, a little would make me breathe easier? That's what this video is about, focusing on the overlooked spaces. The ones you see every day, touch every day, or even ignore completely. The small zones in your home that when tidied and realigned, can create a ripple effect throughout your entire mindset and rhythm of living. Today, I'll walk you through 9 simple habits. Things you can start right away without needing a big chunk of time, but they bring real noticeable shifts like making your space feel more livable and calm within minutes, lifting that quiet feeling of pressure when everything feels like it's waiting for you, clearing out the subtle mental clutter that takes up space in your head, helping you ease into your days instead of always starting from behind. And most of all, giving you a small, steady sense of control, even when life isn't exactly calm. If you're ready to feel a little clearer, a little lighter, and end this year without the usual mental mess, these 9 habits are a gentle place to begin. Let's take it one step at a time. Let's begin with something incredibly simple, but surprisingly powerful. Clearing just one clutter zone. Not the whole room, not the entire house, just one specific spot. This is the habit I always recommend starting with, especially at the end of the year when you're already tired and overwhelmed by everything that needs to get done. Think about a spot in your home that you see every day, and every time there's this tiny voice in your head going, I really should clean this up. Maybe it's the chair where clothes keep piling up the nightstand that collects random items, or that corner of the kitchen that always looks messy. It doesn't have to be the worst spot. Just pick one area that quietly bothers you every time you walk by. Today, your job is simple. Completely clear that one spot. Don't extend it to other corners. Don't open drawers nearby. Don't just quickly organize a few more things. Stick to that one spot. When your focus is that narrow, your brain doesn't feel overwhelmed and you can actually finish the task in just a few minutes. And here's what makes it worth it. When that one small area is fully cleared, you'll feel the difference almost immediately. Not because your whole house is cleaner, but because your brain gets a clear message. At least one thing is done. That single moment of completion can lower your stress more than you realize. It stops the cycle of constantly feeling like you're behind, even if everything else still feels messy. Keeping one zone consistently tidy becomes like an anchor point in your space, a safe zone. Every time you look at it, you're not reminded of another task. You're reminded that you followed through. And when that starts to feel good, you naturally want more of it. Not out of pressure, just because the calm feels better than the chaos. When you build a habit of finishing one small area at a time, you stop thinking of decluttering as a huge, exhausting event. It becomes something doable, even enjoyable. And once your physical space starts to feel lighter, the next thing we need to clear is a very different kind of clutter, one you can't see, but that drains your energy every single day. But before we get there, I'll tell you, this clearing just one spot today might lead you to notice other things, items, corners, decisions that no longer feel like they belong in your space or your life. And in tomorrow's video, we're going to gently uncover exactly those things. If you've ever stood in a room and thought, why do I still have this? You won't want to miss what's coming next. Next, let's shift to a habit that's small on the surface, but creates a powerful connection between you and your home. Touch 3 items a day. Here's how it works. As you go through your day, not during a decluttering session, just in the flow of daily life, notice the items you pick up and move or walk past. And for 3 of them, pause for just a moment and ask, do I still need this? Do I actually use it? Does it belong here? It could be the mug you're reaching for every morning that's chipped and no longer brings joy, the scarf hanging in the hallway that you haven't worn in 2 winters, or the pile of receipts in your bag that you keep moving from place to place without ever looking at. You don't need to open a closet or pull out a drawer to declutter. Just respond to your space in real time. 3 items. Every day. That's it. Decide, keep it, toss it, or move it to where it actually belongs. This habit is inspired by a Japanese approach to simplicity. The idea that when you touch an item, you also touch the energy tied to it. If it still has meaning or purpose, you'll feel that. If not, it's probably time to let it go. And because it's such a tiny action, your brain doesn't resist it. In fact, it often feels relieving, like clearing emotional static in the background of your home. And what makes this even more powerful is that it builds momentum quietly. You're not blocking out time or setting big goals. You're simply becoming more aware of what's in your space and what's overstayed its welcome. When done daily, this habit gently shifts you toward a home that reflects who you are now, not just who you were 5 or 10 years ago. Now that we've addressed the physical clutter that quietly builds up around us, let's talk about something a little more subtle, a kind of clutter that isn't on your shelves but in your relationships. Let's talk about something most of us carry without realizing it. Emotional clutter from outdated connections. That's our 3rd habit, release one old connection. 1. This isn't about cutting people off or making dramatic exits. It's about being honest with yourself. What connection, digital or real, is quietly draining me? It might be a group chat you never check but still feel guilty about. An Instagram follow that always leaves you comparing yourself. A relationship you're still holding space for, even though the season of it has clearly passed out. Sometimes it's not even a person. It could be a role, a commitment, or a routine that once made sense but no longer fits the person you've become. And yet we hold on to it because letting go feels awkward or because we're used to carrying it. The habit here is simple. Once a week or once a day. If you're ready, choose one connection to release. It could be as small as leaving a group chat or unfollowing an account that doesn't align with you anymore, or it might be as intentional as journaling out a goodbye to an old expectation you've been living under. The Dutch have a phrase called ruimte maken. It means making space. And sometimes the space we need isn't physical, it's emotional. It's the kind of space that allows you to exhale without even realizing you are holding your breath. Letting go of one connection that no longer serves you is an act of self-respect. It says, I have permission to grow, I have permission to move on. And once you've cleared even a little bit of that invisible weight, you might notice your day feels lighter, not because your schedule changed, but because your energy did. Now that we've made space, emotionally, let's turn to another kind of invisible clutter, the one hiding in your devices, quietly stealing your clarity. Now let's turn our attention to a type of clutter that doesn't pile up on your floor, but absolutely piles up in your mind, digital clutter. This 4th habit is about something small but impactful. Clear one digital zone. Pick one zone on your device that's constantly overflowing. It could be your photo gallery full of blurry screenshots, your downloads folder packed with random PDFs, or your email inbox where hundreds of unopened messages live rent-free. Don't try to tackle it all. Just choose one specific area and clear it out fully. Set a timer for 10 minutes if you need structure. Delete the blurry photos, unsubscribe from a few email lists, move your most used notes into one folder. You don't need to clean out your entire phone or laptop, just enough to feel like you've opened a window and let some air in. Why does this matter? Because digital clutter creates low-level noise in the background of your brain. Every time you open your phone and see chaos, it sends a subtle message: you're behind. You haven't handled this. That kind of quiet stress stacks up fast. And because we live in our devices more than ever, the mess we carry there doesn't stay digital. It spills into how we feel. A cluttered screen often leads to a cluttered mind, and a cluttered mind makes it harder to focus, relax, or even finish small tasks. The best part: this habit gives you instant relief. One digital zone cleared is like clearing one drawer in your brain. You'll feel the difference right away, not just in how you use your device, but in how light your thoughts become. Now that we've cleared a little room in your digital world, it's time to focus on something even closer to home: your thoughts. Let's talk about a habit that helps you reset your mind in less than a minute each morning. Let's move from clearing digital space to clearing something even more powerful: your mental space. The fifth habit is one of the simplest things you can do, and yet it's often the first thing we skip when life feels rushed. Do a 1-minute mental reset. Here's what that looks like in practice. When you wake up, before checking your phone, before diving into to-do lists, pause for just 60 seconds. Sit still, breathe in, breathe out, and ask yourself one grounding question. What do I need today to feel steady? This isn't a journal session or a long meditation. It's a soft check-in, a way to center yourself before the world starts pulling at you. Some days your answer might be quiet. Other days it might be structure or even hydration. The point isn't to fix everything, it's to listen gently to where you are. This habit is especially powerful if you tend to wake up already feeling overwhelmed. That sense of rushing, like the day is already ahead of you, and you're behind before you begin, it's exhausting. But 1 minute of stillness can shift that. It tells your nervous system you're allowed to start from calm. In Japanese culture, there's a deep respect for transitions, the pause between things. And that's what this 1-minute habit becomes: a soft, intentional pause between sleep and action. You don't need to earn it. You just give it to yourself because you're human, not a machine. And when you do, you might notice you move through your morning with a little more clarity, less noise in your head, more space to choose how you want to feel instead of just reacting to what's coming at you. Speaking of how you move through your day, let's shift to something a bit more practical next. It's a habit that simplifies not just your home, but your decisions too. Let's talk about something that sounds small, but can honestly change how you start your entire day: choosing a default outfit. This is our sixth habit: have one go-to outfit for busy, messy, or I don't know what to wear days. You know those mornings where everything feels like a rush? You're behind, you're tired, and you end up trying on 3 things only to throw them all on the chair and leave in something that doesn't even feel good. We've all been there. The solution is simple: build a fallback outfit. One that always fits, feels good, and works for 90% of your errands or casual work days. It could be a soft sweater and structured pants, a loose dress and clean sneakers, a base outfit you already know you like yourself in. The key is no thinking required. The Dutch have a word: praktisch practical, and that's what this is. It's not about style or minimalism or curating a capsule wardrobe. It's about removing one tiny decision from a day that already feels full. That's mental decluttering at its best. What's great is once you have your default outfit in mind and it's clean and ready, you'll save time, stress, and even emotional energy. No more starting your day by second-guessing yourself in the mirror. This habit gives you one less thing to manage. And in a season where there's already too much, that's a quiet kind of gift you give to yourself. And since we're talking about making your days flow with more ease, let's turn to something often overlooked: the first thing you see when you open your eyes: your mornings. Now let's focus on one of the most overlooked details in your home, but one that holds surprising power: tidy, the first thing you see each morning. This seventh habit is rooted in one simple idea: your environment sets your energy. And the very first visual cue your brain takes in the moment you open your eyes sets the tone for how grounded or chaotic your day begins. Look around your bedroom. What's the first thing your eyes land on when you wake up? A cluttered nightstand full of random items, a pile of clothes on the floor. Or maybe it's a calm surface, a small lamp, a book you actually enjoy. You don't need to renovate or redesign anything. This habit is about clearing just that one visual zone, the first thing you see. Make it tidy, make it intentional. It could mean keeping only one or two meaningful items by your bed, a framed photo, a calming scent, a small plant. It could be as simple as making the bed. In Japanese homes, there's a strong belief in the space between things. That negative space isn't empty, it's calming. When your eye sees a clear surface, your nervous system interprets it as safety, simplicity, peace. And that's exactly what you want to start your day with. When you consistently tidy just that one area, you're not aiming for perfection, you're creating a soft launch into your day. It's a way of saying to yourself, this morning doesn't have to start in chaos. I can give myself 5 minutes of order, even if the rest of the day is messy. And once your day starts from a grounded place, you'll feel more ready to move through it intentionally. Now let's turn from mornings to another part of your day that quietly shapes your sense of calm, your evenings. Let's move into evenings, and how you end your day matters just as much as how you begin it. Our eighth habit is simple, realistic, and surprisingly calming. Close your day with a 3-minute reset. Picture this: the work is done, or at least paused. The dishes might still be in the sink. Your brain's a little foggy and your body just wants to crash on the couch. This is exactly the moment when most people let the day bleed into the night without any closure. That's why everything starts to blur. You're never really off, never really resting. The fix: create a soft boundary. Just 3 minutes. Not to clean the whole house, not to finish a to-do list, just to signal to yourself, this part of the day is over. I'm done for now. For me, this looks like fluffing the sofa cushions, turning off a few overhead lights and switching on a lamp, refilling my water bottle, maybe folding one blanket. Small physical cues that say this space is now shifting into rest. This habit is deeply inspired by Hygge, the Danish way of living with cozy intention. They don't rush into relaxation, they prepare for it. They create a feeling, not just a place. And that's what this reset becomes: a small ritual that makes your evening feel earned, protected, and yours. Even on the busiest days, giving yourself 3 minutes of closure helps you sleep better, disconnect more easily, and wake up the next morning with less residual stress. Now, speaking of things that quietly shape our days, let's talk about something most of us don't realize. We've lost the ability to move slowly, even just for a moment. And finally, we've come to the last habit, but don't let its simplicity fool you. Now let's pause, not to stop, but to slow down. Because our ninth habit is something almost everyone needs more of these days: practice one slow moment a day. This doesn't mean quitting everything and meditating for hours. It means choosing just one daily moment intentionally to do something without rushing. It could be sipping your tea slowly while looking out the window instead of scrolling, taking the long route home without checking the clock, folding laundry with soft music instead of racing through it. This habit comes from something the Japanese call ichigo, ichie, the idea that each moment happens only once and deserves your full presence. You don't have to romanticize everything, but when you slow down for even 60 seconds, you begin to experience your life instead of just moving through it. Slowness isn't laziness. It's an act of clarity. It creates just enough stillness for your nervous system to feel safe, for your thoughts to settle, and for gratitude to quietly rise to the surface. And in a world constantly pushing us to move faster, slowing down on purpose becomes an act of self-respect. Try it once today. Choose one small task or one moment and decide, I'm not going to rush this. You'll be surprised how much softer the day feels when you do. And with that, we've now walked through 9 habits. Not big changes, not overnight makeovers, but small, steady steps that help your space and mind feel lighter. If you're ready, I can also help you shape the closing section or CTA next. Just let me know. And that's it. 9 small, simple habits that don't ask for more time or more effort, but instead return something to you: clarity, calm, and control. You don't need to apply them all at once. Just pick one that feels right for your space, your season, your energy today. Maybe it's clearing the first thing you see in the morning. Maybe it's a 1-minute pause. Maybe it's letting yourself move a little slower on purpose. Any of those is enough to shift how your day feels, and that's already a win. The goal here isn't to become someone new before the new year. It's to support the version of you that's already been doing her best, to make room in your home, your mind, your schedule for a little more ease. You don't need to wait for the perfect time. You don't need a weekend or a full reset. You just need one tiny shift that reminds you, I can create peace right here, right now.